Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to JoPad Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding coding guidelines, which are very important for developers. If you have not subscribed yet for my channel, please do subscribe and like the video and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new video. Let us start the discussion. So let us try to understand what exactly the coding guidelines are. It is a group of suggestions on how to write the code. So it applies to both the solo developer as well as the group of developers. So if you want to keep track of the code which is written long back, you have to maintain certain coding guidelines. Each line of the code is written once, but it is getting read many times. So we should understand each and every line of the code by reading it rather than seeing the comments. So coding guidelines will help us this by specifying the things like the amount of the white space, how to name the variables, classes, or how to maintain the rules for the entire code members. So in the first discussion, we are having the framework design guidelines. So these guidelines primarily target the developers creating libraries for other developers to consume. So these are the few guidelines which need to be followed for framework design guidelines: naming guidelines, type design guidelines, member design guidelines, designing for extensibility, design guidelines for exceptions, usage guidelines, and common design patterns. Let us try to understand each and everything in detail. So what are naming guidelines? So whenever you are having the naming conventions for the assemblies, types, and class libraries, general naming conventions, DLLs, classes, you have to maintain certain guidelines. So naming guidelines will cover that. Next is type design guidelines. How to choose or what to choose between the abstract class, static class, enumeration, structures, interfaces, classes. These are getting covered under type design guidelines. Member design guidelines. Guidelines on overloading, constructor design, event design, field design, extension design. These all are getting covered under member design guidelines. Next is design for extensibility. These covers unsealed classes, protected members, events and callbacks, virtual members, abstractions, base classes for implementing abstractions and sealing. Design guidelines for exceptions. These are recommended for exception handling. So whenever you are using the throw, rethrow statements or any other exceptions types, you need to follow certain guidelines. These are getting covered under design guidelines for exceptions. Usage guidelines. These are the suggestions for working with arrays, attributes, collections, serialization, system.xml usage and equality operators. Common design patterns, recommendations for dependency properties and dispose pattern. Next is application guidelines. Framework design guidelines are guidelines that are more directly target everyday application development. So below are the list of guidelines which need to be followed for application handling. Class design guidelines, member design guidelines, miscellaneous design guidelines, maintainability guidelines, naming guidelines, performance guidelines, framework guidelines, documentation guidelines, and layout guidelines. So what are these? Within the class design guidelines, we are having the guidelines to name and design a class. Within member design guidelines, we have got the guidelines for the class members like properties and methods. Next is miscellaneous design guidelines. Things that don't fit under other categories, these are getting covered under this. Something like throw the most specific exception that is appropriate. Evaluate the result of a link expression before returning it. These are getting covered under miscellaneous things. Next is maintainability guidelines. Maintainability is one of the primary reasons to have coding guidelines. So this section covers all the advice on the things that you have to maintain it for the particular code. Next is naming guidelines. Naming a property, method, class, variable, etc. is one of the hardest things. So if you want to maintain the perfect good names which are getting followed by the entire team members, you need to follow certain naming guidelines. Next is performance guidelines. sometimes performance isn't all that critical to your application. So if some critical sections are there, how to handle it, that is getting covered under performance. Example is only use async for low intensive long running activities, and try to be aware about the await and async which you are going to use it for the particular tasks. Framework guidelines. Don't hardcode strings that change based on the deployment. Only use the dynamic keyword. So you are having many new things which are there within the new versions, to try to implement that as per the framework boundaries, framework rules are concerned. So documentation guidelines. So try to write the documentation like MSDN style and try to avoid the inline comments. Layout guidelines. Laying out your code in a logical, consistent manner aids readability. So try to maintain the code in such a way that it is getting consistent with all the entire set of members, and it is having a particular layout which is getting readable in a readable format. Next is Visual Studio tooling. There are several tooling options for Visual Studio that can assist with writing better code. So these tools not only help you follow some coding guidelines, but they also run static code analysis to help pinpoint other potential issues. So here we are having one of the things called as static code analysis. All the testing we do on the code, unit, function, performance, and others, all test against code as it is executed. So static code analysis looks at the actual code itself to find possible errors that may not manifest themselves until runtime. So during the execution time, many things might happen. So to have a detailed analysis of these things, static code analysis maintains all these things. So how this works inside Visual Studio is that as you write code, it is compiled in the background, and then the intermediate language code is analyzed for these potential issues. So it is very much similar to, you might be aware about the FX Corp. So this tool did its analysis externally from Visual Studio. There are now better tools, as we will see in a moment, wherein you will be able to understand the different tools which are getting utilized through the Visual Studio. So these tools are a set of configure rules that typically look at the things such as design, globalization, naming, performance, security, usage, maintainability, and readability. So what is design? Rules are applied to detect potential design flaws. These types of errors typically do not affect the execution of your code. Rules that detect missing or incorrect usage of information related to globalization and localization. So detection of things like incorrect casing, cross-language keyword collisions, say between C# and VB.NET, names of types, members, parameters, namespaces. So these are getting covered under naming section. Performance, detect elements in assemblies that will degrade performance. Security identifies areas in your assemblies that could be vulnerable to malicious users or code. Usage, rules that detect potential flaws in your assemblies that can affect code execution. Maintainability, these rules detect maintenance issues. Reliability, rules that detect incorrect thread or memory usage. So many of the rules in these tools are based on Microsoft's framework design guidelines. So to summarize everything, having a coding standard will help ensure your code feels familiar and easier to debug and maintain, even when written by different developers. Using static analysis tools such as ReSharper or diagnostic analyzers will take your coding standards to the next level. Coding guidelines are just one of the many tools you should have available in your toolshed. So make sure to maintain the good coding guidelines for your entire project, so that it will be a very helpful for you as a solo developer or group of developers or for the entire project. So hope this video has given you an idea regarding the coding guidelines which need to be maintained by each and every developer. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new video, and please like the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.